Carrying pregnancy is not easy for some people. Actually, for most people, it is a very tiring period. You're so exhausted and tired, especially when you start clocking the 8th and 9th month, and you can't wait to get relieved of blood pressure. You can't wait to deliver. So in today's video, I want to show you, or I want to teach you a few reasons as to why you may need to be operated so as to save you and your baby. It's not that every mother who goes to theater, they can't push, or they are failures, or they are half women, you know. Guys, before I continue, welcome back to Mom Life. If you are a return subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around. And if you're new here, I hope that today's video will be educative to you so that you can give me a like and a subscription. Thank you so much. So number one is fetal distress. Fetal distress is a condition where this baby, while it's still inside, gets tired while in the utero. And usually the normal heart rate of the baby should be 120 to 160 beats per minute as we are examining. So when we examine and we find that your baby, while still inside, is shooting more than 160 or is lower than 120, that is a condition called fetal distress, whereby if we do not do quick interventions, you're likely to lose this baby. If you are maybe already in second stage, you're already 10 centimeters, you've opened 10 centimeters, and the baby's head is already down, there you can easily push. But in conditions where you find that you're still 4 centimeters, and even when they are resuscitating or when they are putting you on fluids, the baby's heart is not picking up, it keeps on worsening, you may need to go to theater so that you can get a live baby. And a condition number 2 is called cord presentation and cord prolapse. I do not have a pelvis, but I hope to get very soon so that as I go ahead teaching you, it's easy for me. So cord presentation and cord prolapse is a condition where the cord, the umbilical cord, comes ahead of the presenting part, or if it is the head, the cord, and this is your cervix. Say this is my cervix. So if this is the baby's head, you find that the umbilical cord is the one that is leading. So in conditions where we find that your lactate, it is still pulsating, or it still has a pulse, it's beating, that means that the baby is still alive. So in such conditions, we usually want to rush to theater, because if we don't, the baby's head keeps on creating pressure on this, hence cutting off saturation, meaning that the baby is going to die before they are produced. So another condition that may make you go to theater is called malpresentation and malposition. So you know, under normal circumstances, the baby should come, the head should be the one that is leading. This is how the baby should be. So in conditions where you find that the head is not the one leading, say it is the buttocks, or it is the arm or the shoulder, those conditions are abnormal and you may need to go to theater as soon as possible, because if the baby is like this, one leg coming, you'll not be able to push that baby alive. If you continue and force the labor, you'll end up with a dead baby. If the leading part is this, is the arm, how do you expect to deliver a baby whose head is here and the bums are here? You cannot make it. So even when the head is leading, malposition, when the head is leading, sometimes you find it enters the pelvis looking this side. Another condition that may make you go through delivery by cesarean section is cord around the neck. Cord around the neck means that the cord is just tying around the baby's neck. Usually when it is just there once and it is loose, because when you do scan they say cord, nutual cord, but loose. Loose means it is like this. So when you push, it can be easy to remove this cord. But if it is tight, however much it is worn, if it is tight, that means when you go into into labor and you push out the head, this side is going to be tight and the head will not even come out. But if you force the labor, still the baby is going to die. Sometimes you find that the cord is even there 3 times. Forgive mine, it is short. Sometimes you find it is there 3 times. So when you do a scan and they tell you that you have cord around the neck times 2 times 3, do not waste your time going into labor, because you're not going to come out with a live baby. Or even when you force, the baby will not come. You see how this is? As the baby, instead of the baby descending, the baby gets stuck in one position. We are examining you, the head is at 3, at 3, at 3. So it will not come because something is tying around the neck. It is not allowing it to descend down, to come down. So when you do a scan and they tell you that you have a cord around the neck times 2 times 3, do not waste your time in labor, because you will not come out with a live baby. Another condition about the baby that can make you go to theater is if you have what we call macrosomia. Macrosomia is a condition, it is a medical term to stand for big babies. Yes, the normal baby's weight should be 2.5 to 3.5. So if you have above that, sometimes these days I see mothers with 4.8, 4.5, the other day I saw 5.2. There's no way you're going to push a huge baby like that. You are going to end up into theater, because your pelvis can't accommodate. I don't think there is any pelvis that is wide enough to allow 5 kilograms to pass through it. So if you have a big baby, you're likely to go to theater. And the last reason as to why you may go to theater is when you have abnormalities, when the baby is abnormal. You know how a normal child should be. The head, normal circumference we usually measure, but you know how a normal head should be. Everything normal. So if you have an abnormal baby who has, let's say, hydrocephalus. Hydrocephalus is a condition where the head is too big. You cannot push a head that is over. You've ever seen those babies? They have huge heads. You can't be able to push that head. Even if you have down that is like a basin, that baby can't come out. So you'll be operated. And another abnormality is, let's say, if you have locked twins. We have finished the fetal side or the baby side that can make a mother to be operated as they are delivering. Let us go to the maternal side. Number 1 reason that can make a mother to be operated is if you have a contracted pelvis. The pelvis is where the baby is supposed to pass. These bones here. So if yours is smaller and you have a baby of normal weight, 2.5 and above, but if your bones are smaller, there is no way the baby is going to squish, or is going to, they are going to be stuck there, and you can even end up losing your life if you are not saved early, if your pelvis is not detected early, to know whether you have a normal pelvis or to know if you have a contracted pelvis. Because usually this examination is supposed to even be done in antenatal, so that from your antenatal you're prepared already to know whether you go through cesarean section or whether you'll deliver normally. Another condition that can make a mother to be scissored is hypertension. If you have hypertension and you are giving medications, we are doing all our part, but your pressure is not getting controlled, we may need to take you to theater so that your pressure is normalized. Because after delivering, when we remove the placenta, because the placenta is the one which makes you to get higher pressure. So when the placenta comes out, you find that you're now normal. So you may need to go to theater if they find that your pressures are not being controlled. Another reason is that when you have a previous scar, Not all mothers who have previous scars are operated on their next pregnancies, but usually we look into the reason for the previous operation. If we find that on your previous pregnancy you were operated, maybe you had fetal distress, this time you may not have it, you can push. But if you find that your pelvis was inadequate, was contracted, we don't expect you that this time around your pelvis has matured, it is now wide. No, once you have a contracted pelvis, we shall again operate you. So in cases where you have 2 previous scars, 3 previous scars, usually we don't want you to go into labor because you can end up rupturing. Yes. And lastly among the reasons for theatre is delivering in private hospitals or private settings. We all very well know that it's all after money. I'm sorry to say it like that, but most people do not care about the health of the mother, do not care if you have a sincere reason as to why you may go to theatre, because after they've operated you, they know you're going to pay a lot of money. Yet if you deliver by SVD, if you push, you're going to give them little money. Who doesn't want money? Remember about my experience whereby I had an insurance card, and these people told me that my baby was tired, that I have fetal distress. They again told me that the head had started swelling. So me being a medic, I know what it means if you say fetal distress. But actually they also told me that she was big, that I have a big baby. It's even on her card. Then cesarean due to big baby, fetal distress. On coming out, the baby was 3.0. They said that she had caput +2. The head was very normal. They said upper oh God. So make sure you avoid going to private settings, especially the ones you do not trust. Yes. So guys, that's all I wanted to share with you. I hope it will help you prepare your bodies, avoid the stresses, avoid worrying, avoid the anxiety, because all that will make you end up making the wrong decisions. Yes, make sure you get a midwife or doctor or gyne whom you trust, whom you know they are not after money. Yes, make sure to go in authentic places, authentic hospitals or facilities, so that you don't end up being rushed to theatre, because some of these doctors, some of these hospitals, they have their own agendas, which is money, of course. So I know government hospitals, I know the bias, but again, try and get if you're going for a private, make sure it's the private that is, it has standard doctors. You get your midwife or your doctor, and you get to know discussion, so that they prepare you early to know whether you really deserve a Caesar or you can be given trial of labor. I wish you well. I hope this video makes a change and makes a difference, and I wish you normal deliveries, all of you. And I hope my video has been as educative as I thought it would be. If you've not yet subscribed, please do not deny me that subscription. Please subscribe, and you can leave a comment or questions in case you have any. And thank you guys. See you on the next video. Bye.